Sri Guru Charana Kamalebhyo Namaha. Sri Shukadeva Goswami says, O King Parikshit, as soon as a living entity takes birth in this world, starts acting as per their previous karma. Every act from the beginning of the birth till death depends on the karma performed in previous life. For example, when a calf takes birth from a cow, immediately starts endeavoring to stand up. Why? When it stands up, seeks the udders of the mother and sucks the nipples. Who taught him how to suck the nipples? It's only due to past karma. Whatever had been learned in the past life comes back in this life. Anything was not learned that in the past life that will not be learned in this life, cannot be practiced. Anything that was not learned and started practicing in this life, then after some time they give it up and they do not want to do it again. They don't feel like doing it. Those who did not perform spiritual life in their past life properly, they take birth in heinous families where they learn unwanted activities from their birth. When such people are taught spiritual life, it is very difficult for them to practice it. And after some time, they leave it and don't want to practice it again. They don't feel like doing it. Those who learned halfway in their past life, in this life, whatever they do is taught by Guru. From where they had left from past life, that's where they begin again by the help of the spiritual master. Spiritual master cannot be physically present with everyone all time. He teaches everyone by his blessings. He extends his blessings to the devotee as per the devotee's karma, previous karma. That devotee realizes the blessings of the spiritual master and learns. One cannot learn independently. Only by blessings of the Guru, a devotee learns. Some devotees, they very quickly learn things because whatever they had learned previous life, they learn so quickly in this life. Just like what you had memorized in yesterday and you fell asleep and then you forgot what you learned yesterday, but you again read the same thing, you will memorize it quickly. Like that. Sometimes some people wonder how come he or she learned so quickly and became an expert orator and preacher. These ignorant people cannot understand what he has learned, he or she had learned in this life. It's only because of learning in past life. Everything depends on the previous karma and learning. In Sanskrit it's called samskar. Narada Muni says to Yudhishthira Maharaj that when Hiranyakashipu sent back his son Prahlad to school with instructions to supervise his son for mislearning, from mislearning, because Hiranyakashipu thought Prahlad's intelligence is being polluted by someone. So the presiding priestly teachers, Sanda and Amarka, very carefully would supervise Prahlad, and they took one day an aside and asked Prahlad, how come his intelligence is so polluted? We are teaching properly. Prahlad said, O priestly teachers, before I speak anything to you, where I learned my knowledge, I want to pay my humble obeisances unto the Supreme Lord, whom I all the time concentrate and meditate and think of, and by whose external energy called Maya or illusory energy, everyone in this world are affected and polluted with material hankerings and think, being with their polluted intelligence, they think that this is mine, this is theirs, this is somebody else's, this is my friend, this is my enemy. This kind of duality is not a real way of thinking. This is animalistic behavior. Prahlad Maharaj further says, Sa es Atma Swapareti Buddhivir. Look, imagine. Swa means own, mine, and para means somebody else's. Sa es Atma Swapareti Buddhivir. Durattayanu Kramano Nirupyati Mushyanti Yat Vartmani Vedavadino Brahmadayo Hesa Bhinatti Me Matim. This is my opinion. Prahlad Maharaj is saying. Super soul is residing next to the soul within the heart. But those who are ignorant, not learned, they don't understand this. And they think, being misguided, that this is mine, this is theirs, this is my friend, this is my enemy. Such kind of people who have such mentality of mine and theirs, for them, they cannot understand the transcendental knowledge. To understand transcendental knowledge is very difficult. It's not easy. It has to have good karma from previous life. Because on this path, even learned great sages and Lord Brahma and great demigods become bewildered. They become perturbed and not understand it properly. The Supreme Lord manifests this knowledge from within me, O teachers. You don't teach me, you have no capacity to teach me. Whom you think is your enemy, that Supreme Person is my worshipable Lord, and He teaches me from within as my super soul. Is it true? When person becomes sincere, automatically that super soul teaches. If you chant Hare Krishna honestly, sincerely, the Lord will teach you from within because He's seated as super soul within you. Just as iron becomes attracted towards magnet naturally, similarly, a sincere soul becomes very attracted towards the Supreme Lord. And the Supreme Lord, apnate hain means takes his own, thinks that the devotee is his property. Narad Muni further says, after saying this much, Prahlad became quiet. Hearing this, the priestly teachers of Gurukula, Sanda and Amarka, became very scared because they were paid people by the king Hiranyakashipu. Therefore, they were depending on their payment, mean depending on the king's blessings. They cannot act independently. So they became angry on Prahlad and said, why are you polluting our name and fame? We are very well-known teachers. You are becoming obstacle on our path of name and fame. Why you are spotting our name, fame? Thinking this, they thought, this Prahlad has to be punished. They chastised him. Oh, Prahlad, you are just a nonsense born in the dynasty of demons who are like that of a forest of sandalwood. The demonic family dynasty is like, they're comparing, look at this. One who has demonic nature, they only appreciate demonic people. They cannot appreciate the divine people. They think divine people don't have intelligence. They have no brain. They don't think right. They don't do things right. They think like that. Polluted. So these priestly teachers' brain is polluted because they're drawing the paycheck from the king, demoniac king. So they have to teach demoniac way, they have to think demoniac way, they have to do things demoniac way, even though they are not demons. So they are thinking, these priestly teachers, that demoniac dynasty is like a sandalwood forest of sandalwood trees. And Prahlad is like a thorny tree born in the sandalwood forest. Just imagine. And they are chastising Prahlad, saying these words, saying that Lord Vishnu is like an axe who will cut these sandalwood trees, and you, thorny tree, will function as a handle to that axe. Without handle, you cannot cut. Thorny tree is also a tree and a piece of wood. Sandalwood trees are also trees and wood. So one wood acts as a handle to axe and cuts the tree. So, O Prahlad, you are the handle of Vishnu-like acts and cutting the sandalwood forest of the dynasty like Hiranyakashipu's. Can you imagine that? How misguided demonic people are. No mam duskriti no mudha, like that. Prahlada, when heard this, he immediately understood that these teachers are paid. Their livelihood comes from my father. Demonic money is maintaining them, therefore they have to act the way they are acting, they have to speak like the way they are saying. So Prahlada understood and did not want to create further problems, so he became ready to learn. And he learnt whatever they taught him. He learned everything. One day they brought him to the palace and left him there, and Prahlad came in due course of time in front of Hiranyakashipu and paid his respects. Seeing his young son, Hiranyakashipu, father was very happy and lifted him on his lap. And the demons who were present there, they're watching. Hiranyakashipu loved the child, so he smelled the head of the child, because if there is any bad omen on the child, that will go. If parents smell the child's head, the child is around 7, 8, below 7, then the bad omens go from the child. And keeping him on his lap, he, with love and affection, he asked, "Oh son, whatever you have learned in the school, whatever you think from your learning to be the best, please tell me." Because teachers must have taught him everything properly. Those who are wicked rascals, they think in that way. He must means Hiranyakashipu thought that teachers must have taught him all demonic education and all behaviors of demons. Those whose bad karma, those whose past karma is bad, they act bad in this life. They take birth bad, they get education bad, they behave bad, they think bad, they do bad, they be everything bad. Past karma. So they even torment and torture, badmouth, backbite a saintly person because of that bad karma. They have bad karma. They think very badly. Even if they look saintly, still they act badly and they torture, create havoc. Unknown to the saintly person, they will create havoc. A saintly person is saintly by nature. He has good karma, that's why he got saintly birth, saintly training, saintly education, everything saintly. So, even though they are tormented so much, still they don't give up spiritual life. They remain as devotee because it's their nature. You can break the legs of a person, but he will not be able to stop walking because that is their nature. So he starts walking with the hands, dragging his legs. Saintly person cannot give up their saintly nature. Doesn't matter what happens, because they're supposed to do that way. That is their attitude, that is their nature. What can they do? Or those who are cruel, even if you gave them saintly posture, position, garb, dress them nicely, give them a rose petals bed, they will not behave right, because their nature is cruel. They will cruelly behave. They cannot give it up. Giving up one's nature is very difficult. One has to be the most fortunate person to give up their nature. Very difficult. Even those who learn habits, it is very difficult to give. So, for example, smoking cigarette. If somebody is habituated for a few years, he or she thinks he will die without cigarette. Even though they know smoking cigarette is injurious to health. They know. Those who develop drinking habit, drinking whiskey, wine, hard liquor, they know drinking is bad for health. Still, they will not be able to stop. Even externally learned habit cannot be stopped. How can you stop one's your nature? Very difficult. Those who are sincere on devotional path, the Supreme Lord gives them that divine energy by which they are able to give up their bad nature. Those who are devotees by nature, they don't stop doing devotional service even if they are criticized or glorified. They listen to criticism, they listen to opposition, they face the opposition, but they cannot give up. They even experience physical harm, mental harm. They don't give up. Even the cost of getting killed, they will not give up, because that is their nature. What can they do? It's not possible. This kind of attitude of devotional attitude is the sign of a person who belongs to the spiritual world. Those who are cruel, they will not become real devotees unless they are sincere. Krishna says, Namam durskurti no mudha prapadyante naradhama mayaya pahurta jnana asrim bhavamasrita. Because they have taken shelter of that asri bhava, that nature, that their nature is such. What can you do? So such polluted people, grossly foolish, duratmas, they cannot become sincere devotees. But there are very many nice people who are not born in right ways, in right families, and they take to spiritual life. They do it sincerely, and by the blessings of the spiritual master, perfect devotee, they become purified and go back to Godhead. Thank you very much.